Hey everybody, welcome back to Lightning Returns, and today we're just gonna kinda clean up a few small things before we head back to the Wildlands. Nothing major, just...
where you can
So what, we're leaving Fang?
Yes?
Why would we do
This
that?
is as far as I go. I'll be in the desert if you decide to come back.
Let's come back soon.
So, well, we're leaving so that we can take our comically oversized lance with us through on the train.
I guess that's the highlight. Do we get to watch her walking out of a train while it clips through the model? Yes. Well, that's my evening made. Okay, but seriously though, what's up?
Like I said, legit, not much. We're basically here to advance a couple quick side quests and just kind of clean up some stuff that's done, but we just haven't turned in.
Thanks be to God. Blessed are the devout and the generosity of their souls.
Man, ever since I started noticing how many things in this game use that checker pattern, they're everywhere. Like even more than the extent to which that's just a pattern that happens sometimes in the real world. But ignore me.
So hey, there's this guy. Remember his story?
Hey, are you ready to tell me more
He's the
about your
guy
friend?
who knew the thing about the journalist guy.
I wonder.
A story that's suddenly taking on eerie new relevance in the light of, you know, stuff. There's the checkers.
Transferred to a department that handled big stories and was given a huge one himself. It was a bribery case in Yusnaan. The woman suspected
Yusnaan? Bribery?
No, never.
Corruption at the very top of the church hierarchy, huh? Sounds like a pretty big story, all right.
It was indeed. Quite scandalous, actually. My friend pursued the case.
So it's been about like 500 years, right?
Since what?
Since, I don't know, it's been a long time since ever.
A little too much, in fact. Turns out
It's been 500 years since the end of the world started, yes?
Pen is mightier than the sword.
You never figured he just made his glasses not as
It must
ridiculous?
have been tragic for your friend, but he simply told the truth.
Or is that like a durability thing
Real
where
tragedy is what followed.
smaller
Shortly
ones
after
can
her
break
death,
a little more
a document
easily?
was uncovered. This document
Maybe he
provided
just
invaluable
couldn't be
evidence
arsed.
in the case. It exonerated her of her crime. She was innocent.
Oh, whoops.
So the articles written by your friend.
So,
prove an innocent
yes, this
person
guy's friend
taken
fucked up
alive.
pretty bad.
Yes, and he couldn't bear.
Yeah, what?
I mean, who could?
Yeah, he just, kind of casually drove a woman to suicide, and then it turned out that she was innocent of the crime.
Man. It's a good thing fucked up shit like that doesn't happen in real life. Otherwise the world would just be incredibly depressing.
Or it would be on Netflix.
The clocks are all ticking happily away. I hope you can relax now.
Oh hey, it's the clock
Thank
lady.
you. If I had failed to inspect the clocks and they had stopped, I don't know what I would have done. I would have felt responsible for the world.
Let's
coming to
not
an
tell her
end.
about the possibility that they
I
might
wouldn't
have
be able to
stopped
keep
since
living.
we checked them
Not with
all.
that kind of guilt on my shoulders.
Yeah, like, that was a couple days ago. Who the hell knows what state they're in
The end is
now?
still coming, you know.
Yeah, try not to worry too much about that.
That's encouraging.
What can I say? It's inevitable.
Yes, I do know that. But that's the reason why I care for the clocks so much. I don't want to wait for the Savior to come and do all the work.
What is that?
Yeah,
You don't
about
trust
that
her?
lady.
No, it's not that.
I don't
When
want the
world
savior
ends,
to do all the
I want
work.
to be
I'm just going to have the
absolutely
savior
sure.
check the
I
fucking
want to
clocks
be
for me.
100% certain that I finished
Man,
the
I
task that I was
can't
meant to
take
do.
her seriously
I
anytime
guess.
that gear is in the
That
frame.
feeling You left your job unfinished.
Her whole outfit reminds me of those super soldier Nazis in
Even if the Savior
Wolfenstein.
doesn't show up to save the whole of mankind,
Like the whole
I can
steam
face the end
backpack
with
thing.
pride.
Also, note the little white triangle thing with the checker pattern on it.
Huh. Maybe not everyone needs to be saved by God.
Anyway,
Maybe
we got the
thinking
gear.
Duty is the way.
It's all good.
The way to salvation.
Well, naturally, you know that means we have to equip the gear now, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's going on one or possibly all of our outfits. I don't know what notable adornments do we actually have right now. I mean, I know there's all the noise that we get that everyone ignores, but
I mean, we have the siren. I haven't used the siren yet.
we should probably use the siren.
I don't know. I try to stick to the more, like, ones that kind of fit with whatever the outfit is, so unfortunately that generally means I don't get to use the super silly ones like the siren.
There's a certain joy in this game of like properly coordinating an outfit and equipment set and then ruining it with an adornment. I've always found that to be very satisfying.
I'd be more interested in looking at masks because in my playthrough I didn't really wear much masks because of the whole cutscene thing.
But it's not like they animate the faces very much in this game to begin with. Like, arguably you're not even losing out on very much.
Yeah, I'm kind of picky. Like when they close their eyes in deep moments and stuff. I'm kind of weird like that.
I mean, honestly, this is kind of the exact opposite situation of something like Mass Effect.
So here's the thing. I was actually coming over here to do a thing, and it turns out that we never actually finished the current plot beat, so that whole thing is all locked out now. So we have to actually go in here before it counts us as having finished the plot up on the rail line.
What, so we actually have to go and like mill around in the palace for a bit?
Not so much that, is just we have to see this cutscene here. It's something.
The cargo line has been severely damaged in an accident. Investigators are currently assessing the damage.
Is this announcement part of the cutscene?
No, that's just the thing that happens every like half hour in Yusnaan.
I love that it's happening during this cutscene.
Light, things aren't looking too good. I hoped you could hide amongst the deliveries to sneak in, but...
But what? Change of plans?
Sure, I guess you could say that. For some reason, the service entrance was suddenly forced to lock down. That path is closed to us now.
So we're gonna need to have a heist planning montage now.
But it was about the same time that
Oh,
Chaos
you
Central
don't
went
even
haywire.
know.
I have a
That kind of
notion.
reaction, it can only mean two things. If we're lucky, it's just a new chaos infusion. If we're not, then it's a Seath.
Oh
If Snow has
no.
finally lost
Are
it
you
and
suggesting
become a
that
Seath,
Snow might have become a
well,
Seath?
he'll be nearly unstoppable.
I
Light, pull back
I
for
don't
now.
feel
We need to
anything
find out
about
more.
this revelation.
I'm not done yet. Hope, start thinking up a new plan. One way or another, I'm
Oh.
getting into that palace.
Now remember this whole quest.
See
It's
through it,
incredible.
Nothing's changed. I am gonna save him. Well, after I beat some sense into that annoyingly thick head of his, that is.
And who says lightning doesn't feel anything?
Okay, Lightning. We've got to give up on the service entrance. There is one other plan I had considered. It's pretty destructive and definitely dangerous.
What the fuck is this
Doesn't
thing?
matter.
Yeah,
What is it?
yeah, so like where the fuck does this come from?
Like, this
As you can see, the palace is surrounded by a
this is almost as incredible as that one cutscene in Sonic 2006 with Eggman's glasses.
It looks quiet, but trust me, that wall is too well guarded to try and sneak over.
Also, I love that it switches to this super serious, like, we're gonna plan this great heist music.
A show is about to start here in the Augur's Quarter. A show with one fantastic finale.
Why the wireframes on everything?
A stage and an actor on it is propelled up to the top of the set by a little rocket power.
Like, we can see all of this shit happening in the actual game.
I hate to break it to you, but that's a pretty big leap.
It's so dumb.
Not if you can topple the set and form a
Oh my
bridge.
god, this plan is so stupid!
Be easy.
This is an incredible plan.
This whole thing is because she can't climb 10 feet of brick!
The theater at the finale. If you
This is Final Fantasy 13, a game in which if there's an enemy in the air, you can just casually leap 100 feet into the air after it and like hover for 10 real-life seconds while slashing it 6 times with a sword.
You don't have much choice.
But, you know,
I Guess I've just got to keep moving.
God forbid we just get a grappling hook or something.
Like, I understand if it's like a sneaking mission and she doesn't want to like fight
Does
guards,
that mean you'll be watching?
but
over
she's
me?
literally
My back.
doing this whole plan because she can't jump over bricks.
So like, we need a way to jump over this gap. Hey, I have a brilliant way to jump over this gap. Let's blow up this set piece and make it fall over to make a bridge. Okay, that's a stupid plan, but I'm in. How do we make it fall over? Well, I have a brilliant plan to that. We'll engineer the most contrived possible situation to put you on top of that structure at the crucial moment. I love this plot.
Yeah, this is where the Yusnaan plot actually gets good. But, that's all we're really here for. Now that we've done that, we can move on with the other thing.
I'd be lying if I said that I could satisfactorily account for how the hell this game manages to make this plot piece work, but we'll be seeing for ourselves. More importantly, there are shops in here. Cyber. It's cyber because it's a trench coat with neon highlights. That's why it's cyber.
Exactly. I mean, is that not obvious?
I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, for the record, the cyber jumpsuit is like probably one of the second most important garbs in the entire game. So
Yeah, it's a defensive garb, right?
yeah, it's basically it's the same thing as the Quiet Guardian. It has that built-in 15% defense resistance, but instead of having a built-in guard, it has dispel.
Ah, yes. Yes, I think that was a garb that I constantly had equipped for like 80% of my game. Which, I guess, now I remember why.
Anyways, so yeah, now that we've done that, let's go back and do the thing that I actually wanted to do.
So what, that gate, this whole thing that is just locked down until you go into the palace. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the Gatekeeper there has a very special quest for us, but we'll tackle that another time. We're really just here to grab this power booster.
Someday I'll recount on video how I accidentally ruined, quote unquote, that quest for myself. Ugh.
Well, let's see if I can even find the right one here.
It's not the one with the giant exclamation point next to it, is it?
Well, that one wasn't there. That quest was not there when I first came in. You can go back and check the video.
I don't know what to tell you. Oh well. I'm just glad that we don't have to talk to Chocolina again. Okay, now what?
Well, we still have a few other leads to follow up on, like our good friend Luca. We haven't seen her in a while.
Oh yeah, we need to get scammed again. I've missed getting scammed.
Quests like these always question like the actual worth of gil in RPGs.
Oh yeah, that discussion never goes well.
You're missing out on something amazing. You're back. Do you want to buy some tears? I should warn you though, I had to raise the price a little.
Oh no.
Explaining
50
why I
gil.
should have to pay more than before.
Like, what is 50 gil in the world of Final Fantasy 13?
Only for special people.
Is it like $50 or is it
You've
like
knocked yourself up
yen-wise and
quite
it's
a
like
bit.
55
Well, show me what you've
cents?
got.
Will it buy you a loaf of bread? Like, will it buy you a cup of coffee? Apparently it won't buy you tears.
Not for you.
You've certainly got a knack for testing my patience.
Since you already gave me your money, I'll tell you a big secret instead. Do you know how I cry for people? Can you imagine the things I think of?
Something sad, like your pointless existence?
No, Miss Smarty Pants. I don't think of anything. I just empty my head. Then, like magic, the tears come.
What does that say about you?
You mean actress. I had a great
What does that
mentor.
say about
Who
you?
was that?
My acting
Her
coach.
head is full of
She's
tears?
the one who taught me to become one with my role.
Well,
Without
that when
him,
thinking
I'd
about
have
nothing,
gone
she just
nowhere.
cries.
Master that, and the acting would come naturally. He taught
Like,
me
I'm sure there's some kind of
everything I
implication
know.
here.
This might seem silly, but I kept acting to spend time with him.
You really cared for him.
I loved him. I wanted to be with him for the rest of my life. But look at me.
Well,
Even
this
though
is
we spent decades
escalating.
Together, he never stopped treating me like a child.
Yeah,
Who can blame
that
him,
got
really?
weird.
He died some time ago. in
Hey,
an
it's this
accident.
aspect of the
I
plot
didn't have
again.
the heart to keep acting after that. I just couldn't. Without him watching my performance, it all seemed so pointless.
And that's how I became a
So that's why
fraud.
you quit.
I thought
Man,
it was time.
there's
I
always
went
a
through some
sad
things
origin
after that.
story.
Nothing I'll bore you with. And now I'm here, selling my tears. So this is my calling.
That's an optimistic way to look at things. But I have to ask, doesn't the past make you cry?
Tears dry up, you know.
That's not what I want to ask here. What I want to ask here is what the hell? Why can't we have tears? We paid for tears.
But that's something completely
What are you
different.
gonna do with the tears if she actually gave it to you?
Break the bottle in front of her?
Cheerful for someone who cries for a living, don't you think?
She does seem happy, at least on the surface. But sometimes
Anyway,
people
we've
laugh
seen
and
the best
cry
line of
inside.
dialogue in this game, so we might as well just pack up and go home. LP over, guys. Thanks for watching.